Do you know how to double sell tickets?
You mean once the people get in the door, you sell the tickets again?
Yes. Do the people know that that's a thing? I would imagine you can't do this anymore. So this is something that the young folks out there will enjoy. This was something that depending on who was doing it, they could be on your side or against you. Here's the procedure. Back in those days, if it was a major arena like the Philly Spectrum or Madison Square Garden, you may have a problem, right? But the average arenas in town, the Evansville, Indiana Coliseum, classic example, or the regular territory wrestling arenas, a lot of times the building would supply the ticket sellers and ticket takers, and the promoter just had to have a manifest with the amount of tickets that were going to be sold and the numbers, and then they'd give it to the building, and then you'd go back and you'd check the numbers afterwards and do the settlement. Some places, the building was open to you, and the promoter would provide a couple people, one to sell tickets or two to sell tickets, and somebody to take them at the door or whatever. And, that would be it. So depending on who was supplying these things, this could work to the promoter's benefit or to their detriment. That's why a lot of times if promoters thought that there was something shady going on and the count they were getting from the box office didn't match up with what they were eyeballing the building at, they'd put somebody, some stooge or somebody's brother-in-law, somebody you could trust, in the lobby with a clicker, one of those hand clickers. And every time somebody walked through the door, a fan, they'd click it. And then if the click didn't match the settlement count at the end of the night with the tickets, then there'd be some issues. But here's what you do. Especially back in the old days, general admission tickets were sold off of a roll. It was just a roll of tickets. And it had a serial number at each end of the ticket. And so you would start by recording the starting number of your general admission tickets on your roll. Then you would sell the tickets. And then when you closed your box office, you'd write down the number you finished with. Then you'd deduct, and that should be the number of general admission tickets you sold. But what would happen is if somebody that was selling the tickets was hooked up in a deal with somebody who was taking the tickets, this is how you could work it. You sell that general admission ticket to the fan at the ticket window. He walks around to the door. He gives the ticket to the ticket taker. The ticket taker doesn't tear the ticket like he's supposed to and hand one half of it back to the fan as he goes in and drop the other half in the box there at the door. He just takes the ticket and tells the fan, get on inside. And when everybody's shuffling in, they don't give a fuck, right? And plus, they've just paid $3 cash for this, or $4 cash for the, or $5 maybe for a general admission ticket. Nobody's using a credit card. This is 40, 50 years ago. So once that the ticket taker has 40 or 50 of those general admission tickets that he's pulled instead of torn in his pocket, he just sends them around to the guy in the ticket office that's selling them, or woman, and she sells them over again. Then it doesn't come off the fucking number off the roll but once instead of twice. So if the promoter is doing that, the promoter is dodging tax with the athletic commission. If the building is doing it, that means they're stealing money from the promoter. Or in a lot of cases, it's not the building itself that's sanctioning this behavior, but it's the crooked ticket seller and ticket taker that have gone into business for themselves and ain't telling the building. But that's the way you can do that. And I mean, double selling tickets has been around at fairs and carnivals and wrestling and whatever for as long as there's been tickets. So that's why that you'll always see the promoter, if they don't have the box office staff, if they didn't provide them themselves, they're always in the box office and they're always wandering around the front door. Just to make sure there's nothing shady going on. Did I explain that correctly, Brian?
I think so.
Because I'll tell you what, if you're running your business and you're not keeping an eye on everything, if you've got poor visibility because you're still relying on an outdated method and outdated finance software, you can't double sell a general admission ticket with outdated finance software. If you need to see the full picture and have your eyes opened, you need to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle. Brian, I've mentioned this before. You can't see anything when you're blind, when you don't have perfect visibility on your business, when you're in the clouds and you can't see out of them. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, general admission tickets, NetSuite is everything you need to scam people and double sell shit and take advantage, cheat people out of money.
No, let's
all
not.
In one place. You can see it's
let's
the
not
number
focus
one.
On that.
It's the number one cloud financial system. If you've got your heads in the clouds and you can't see all your money, they disperse the clouds and you can see all your money clearly. And you can see not only who's screwing you, but you can learn how to screw other people. With NetSuite, you can automate your processes, and you can close your books in no time while staying well ahead of your competition and the police. 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control after upgrading to NetSuite, and 7% found that it was much easier to double sell the general admission tickets.
There is no 7%, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, now it's growing. It's growing all the time now because more people are signing on to NetSuite and getting their heads out of their ass and learning how to look at their money. You got to keep an eye on this you don't know who's going to fuck you around. So you need to have your eyes on your money, your mind on your money, and your money on your mind all the time. And over 28,000 businesses and several convicted felons already use NetSuite.
God damn it.
And for the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to be bilked and swindled. No, it's a new financing program for those ready to upgrade to netsuite.com/JCE. That's what you got to do. You got to go to NetSuite. That's NetSuite.com/JCE for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the number one financial system for growing businesses. Learn all the tricks of the trade. They'll even teach you how to print some of this money. NetSuite.
No, they won't.
They won't?
No.
Well, they'll certainly tell you what color it's supposed to be. NetSuite.com/JCE. Folks, you're going to make out like $1 million. No more double dipping at the county fair. Now you're going to be doing this stuff like the pros do it.